Hello, everybody. My name is Amanda Wareham, and I am here today to present a speech with the topic of PTSD. The purpose of this topic and speech is to raise awareness to our class about PTSD related to long-term emotional abuse. Imagine being in a relationship with somebody for many years. In this case, let's say a period of 10 years. You have children together. You are trying to manage a family, school, and work full-time. You were so focused on enhancing your life for your children and your family that you were blinded by your spouse. You don't realize that the defensiveness, gaslighting, desensitizing, and immoral behavior from your spouse that your spouse is exhibiting is not normal. You're so focused on your family, children, work, and school that you may not realize the toxic cycles you're spinning in that you continue to let occur for the sake of not filling your mind with anything else than you have to. You're so focused on your destination that you don't realize what is actually happening to you in your present life. You don't realize you are being isolated from your friends and family. Your privacy is being invaded. Spewing insults to make you feel bad is not normal. Ridiculing you for the things that you've done wrong and then gaslighting you to make you question your own sanity when someone is causing you emotional abuse. Does that sound familiar? Familiar with your life? Or maybe familiar with somebody's life around you that you know? What would you do if one day you finally realized that while you were doing everything you can to become better, your spouse has been consistently engaging in selfishness with their feelings and emotions and emotionally abusing you for not getting what they want? Today, I want to inform you about post-traumatic stress disorder from long-term emotional abuse, what it is, how to recover from it, and how I know this. PTSD is a mental condition that's triggered by a terrifying event or events that have occurred in your life. There are many reasons why a person can develop PTSD, but in this case, it is long-term emotional abuse. PTSD can cause a person to relive trauma and experience hyperarousal at any given time. This health condition can cause a person to have trouble adjusting, coping, taking good self-care, and it can interfere with their daily, day-to-day functioning. A person with PTSD related to emotional abuse can suffer daily, reliving traumatic events when triggered by a memory, creating a flashback, upsetting dreams or nightmares about a traumatic event, as well as severe emotional distress on a daily basis. A person with PTSD can suffer with a feeling of hopelessness, feeling numb, overwhelming guilt and shame, trouble sleeping, trouble concentrating, irritability. They can be easily frightened or startled. They can engage in self-destructive behavior, and even more. To recover from traumatic event or events in a person's life, you have to avoid thinking about the traumatic events that have occurred. Avoid places, activities, people that remind you of the events. If you have to move for a fresh start, then be willing to do so. If you have survived this event or events, you sure can recover from them. I am a nurse in a hospital who witnesses miracle recoveries every day. I know that it can be done. Reaching out for help and support from people such as doctors, friends, and family is imperative to help you manage your stress reactions and maintain a healthy way of coping. A mental health professional is the first person to call. Mental health should not have a stigma, as physical health is just as equally the same. The only difference is one refers to the mind and one refers to the body. Do not be afraid to ask for help. Do not be afraid to reach out to your friends or family members that may need some help or support. Support from others can be tremendously imperative to prevent unhealthy coping methods for someone who is experiencing PTSD from emotional abuse. In conclusion, PTSD related to emotional abuse can be overlooked, and not only by the person enduring the abuse, but by the other people around them as well. It is important to recognize toxic traits in a person you are in a relationship with, such as defensiveness, gaslighting, desensitized and immoral behavior, and more. It is important to help yourself and family, any family or friend who may be in this situation as well. This person can seek help with the attempt to recover from the trauma. Not overnight, but it is possible. I know that it is possible because this person has been me. Thank you.